I remember being in the car with my mom. We were driving home from yet another bad day at school. As we were driving, I tried to look at my mom as I asked her, "Will I ever be normal?" When I was 5, I was diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. Autism is a neurological condition which causes me to interpret the world differently. I don't know how else to explain it, but it's as if my brain is wired in an unusual way. This causes challenges that directly affect my way of life. Occasionally, my brain can get overwhelmed with everything happening around me. It's called sensory overload. It's not nearly as bad as today as when I was little. Back then, I couldn't take loud noises or people touching me. I've always avoided crowded places. Whenever I was trapped in a crowd, I had to run before I experienced a meltdown. A meltdown is the result of becoming overwhelmed. My brain can't take all the stimulation at once, so I kinda snap. I scream and cry as I tense up and my mind shuts down. I always leave the room so I can get some quiet. Kids at school thought I was weird, and they didn't want to talk to me. I think I had about 2 meltdowns a week, and they were usually at school. This was a major low in my life. I was convinced that there was something wrong with me, and that I would never have a normal life. However, I wasn't going to go down without a fight, and neither were my parents. Together, we found something that would change my life forever: the brushing protocol. It was at a meeting with my 3rd occupational therapist when we learned of this method. It's quite simple, really. A surgical brush was used to brush my arms, legs, and back. Mom would brush me every day for a few weeks. We used this time to talk about our day and watch TV together. The brushing was a huge success for me. Ever since we started, I've felt less irritable and tense. This caused me to have meltdowns less frequently, until, after about a year, they just stopped. I can't even begin to describe how relieved I am now that meltdowns are no longer an obstacle. I still have bouts of sensory overload sometimes, but it's nothing I can't handle. The long-term effects of brushing is nothing to wave a finger at. It even helped my little brother, even though he doesn't have autism. I've always sworn by this treatment, as it gave me a chance. I feel like I still have a shot at life. There's no cure for autism. It's a fact that I have to live with, but I don't let it get to me. This year, I'll graduate high school and head off to college. As I leave my old fears behind, I don't know what life will throw at me in the future. I'm sure I can manage, though. After all, I don't think anything can compare to beating autism.